It's Todd Burrier from toddburrier.com. So, do you want to be successful? I'm going to assume that the answer is yes, right? So, people who are successful focus in a specific sort of quadrant in their life. And so, think about it this way. There's reactive and there's proactive, right? People who are not very successful, who live lives of desperation or of really just true struggle and feeling bad a lot and just having all kinds of feelings of overwhelm and frustrated and not really knowing where they're going. They live in reaction, right? They're not being purposeful. That's how they end up in that position where they feel hopeless, because reactive feels hopeless because once you get there, it's constant, right? Life bombards you constantly. Whereas people who are proactive, their lives look entirely different. And so to be successful, right? To be successful, you have to be proactive. And, you know, my concept is 3 circles. This underlies everything you do in building your business because you are a model for the people that you work with, the people in your community, your family, and yourself, right? So this is good for you, and then it's good for your business, all right? So that's being proactive and taking care of yourself physically, emotionally, spiritually, right? That whole realm, personally developing yourself, professionally developing yourself, that's all in this circle, right? And then taking care of your most important relationships, because someone who does this feels good, and then they can invest in relationships, which that's what it takes, right? Investment of self is how relationships thrive, and then that makes you a happy camper, which makes you way more effective in building your business, okay? So think of those 3 circles in this context. So the 2 questions that you need to ask and answer daily. The first question is, what steps will I take today? Right? What steps will I take today? So that's being purposeful in planning every day what you're going to do in all 3 of these areas, right? So what steps am I going to do today? What am I planning to do today from my health perspective, right? Or my emotional well-being, or my personal development, right? Or my professional development, my spiritual world. What am I doing today? What am I planning and that I'm going to do today? Next is, what steps am I going to take today in my relationships? My love relationships, my family, the most important relationships there are, right? How purposeful, what am I going to do purposefully in those relationships today? And then, of course, there's going to be relationships in your in your business and in your workplace and your community, etc. You don't necessarily have to be as purposeful in those, but you do in your business relationships, right? So that's going to then take you into here. What steps am I going to take today? And in building a networking business, right, it's really going to boil down to 3 things that you got to do every day. You got to plan them and execute them, and that is, 1, a number of contacts a day. That's how you make success inevitable, is a number of contacts per day. And you execute that, right? Just the success is actually making the contacts. It's making the reaches. It's being purposeful in that. The second is, who am I going to touch in the network today? Who am I going to reach out to support, to encourage, right? To be a voice for, to give a little coaching to be a little mentor for, to help with whatever issues that they have. And then the third is follow-ups, right? Because you've got a lot going on. You have to follow up. It's professional, and it reflects on you. So those 3 things, right, you plan them and then you execute, right? So you're executing your plan in all these 3 areas because you were purposeful about what steps will I take today. And then at the end of the day, step back and review it. What did I do, right? What did I do here? Did I execute? Yes. Did I execute here? Yes. Did I execute here? Yes. Then you can go to bed and sleep well. You never want to go to bed with zeros. Never, right? You never want to go to bed with zeros, because then you're suffering reaction. So I hope that was helpful. Please share that with your team if you think it would be of value to them.